What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Tonight, I am here with the 2025 Lexus RX 500h. This one is the F Sport Performance, basically fully loaded as far as the RX goes. And in this video, we're going to be taking a close look at all of the lighting elements on the exterior, as well as the interior, and just getting an overall sense of what the vehicle looks like at night. But before we get started, a huge thank you to Lexus for sending this RX for this video. All right, so first I want to find out what happens when you approach the vehicle. So right now the vehicle is off, the vehicle is locked, and I have the key fob in my pocket. And now as I approach, let's take careful note of the lighting that comes on. So the first lighting you'll notice is right here in the door handle. So all four door handles have lighting on the inside. And when you touch that sensor on the back, the power folding mirrors fold out. You get a few blinks from the turn signals, and then the running lights come on the headlights. So those LED daytime running lights, or nighttime, I guess you could call it, and that little side amber marker. And if you take too long to open the door, it'll just go off. Nothing happens in the rear, except the tail lights come on after you open the door. So now get in, start it up, and then do a full walk around of the outside. All right, so starting up here at the front end, you can see that Lexus spindle grille is on full display, especially with this nice silver paint, the way it contrasts. But let's check out the headlights here. So these are the triple beam LED headlights. Now these are optional. It comes standard with a 2-beam headlight. To upgrade to these triple beam, that'll run you about $1,600. So you can see the 3 individual projector beam LEDs on the inside, and we have this really nice boomerang style LED daytime running light. It's kind of become synonymous with Lexus. When you see that coming down the street, you just know it's a Lexus. And these 3 lighting elements, they do double as the high beam, so they point up when you turn on your high beams. This also has automatic high beams, of course. And as I briefly mentioned earlier, there's a small amber marker light here on the side. It's kind of integrated into the reflector. Now, maybe not everyone's fully aware of what this is. There's actually a washer on the inside that can spray washer fluid on your headlights in case they get really dirty, either with dirt or, like up here in New Jersey in the winter, salt. You get salt all over the front of the car, and it can block your headlights. So this nozzle pops out and cleans off your headlights. And yeah, it kind of does make a mess when you do it, but the point is, it's to make your lights function. It's, you know, function over aesthetics. And now if we drop down, you can see we have a nice, really bright LED fog light. Now, you might be wondering, it looks like there's 2 different lights there. You have the one that's on, but what's that other one next to it? So this light you see right here is called a cornering light, and it only turns on when you turn the wheel in that direction. So since this is the left side, if you turn the wheel to the left, that light comes on, which I'll show right now. So now you can see the cornering light is turned on, and basically what that does is it illuminates the road at about a 45-degree angle in the direction that you're going. So instead of your headlights just illuminating straight ahead, if you're turning the wheel to the left, it'll illuminate to the left so you can see what's coming in that direction. In my time with this car and other Lexus models that I've driven, I've found it to be very useful, and I wish more cars had it. And now if we come over here to the right side, I have the turn signal turned on. So there's another really small thin line just above that daytime running light, and that is your amber colored turn signal. It's very bright, and I like how thin it is. It looks very sharp, and overall just very modern. I like how that light is nice and compact and doesn't take away from the brightness of those LEDs above it. And just overall on the front end, the gloss black on the grille and the extension of it over here on the side, I think they shine really nice in the light. And now turning to the side, I think the side profile of the RX looks pretty cool, especially with this floating roofline design that they have here with this piece of black. There is a small window right here, but it doesn't extend all the way, but it kind of makes it look like it does. You know, the market is super saturated with all these SUVs. So they each kind of need a little something to stand out. And Lexus, with their styling and all these swoopy lines, especially this big one right here at the bottom that goes up, I think they did a really good job at making this look nice and modern, just a little bit edgy, but still somewhat conservative, because Lexus knows their customer base. They do tend to be older buyers, but they're still trying to make them appeal to younger buyers as well. So they're walking a fine line, kind of trying to please everybody, but I think they do a good job at doing that. So up here we have blacked out power folding mirrors, and you can see the LED turn signal. And with this being the F Sport, of course, you have to have F Sport badging, so that's on both fenders on the side. We have full gloss black going around the windows, on the pillars, and on the trim, and we have these low profile roof rails up top, also gloss black. Those look really nice. And this F Sport gives you full body color along the bottom. Some of the other trim levels give you flat black on the bottom. So on the wheel arches, paint matched along the bottom as well. And we have some nice accents, gloss black on the top and bottom of the door handle. Now let's take a look here at the wheel and tire setup. This is a 21-inch wheel, full matte black, exclusive to the F Sport. We also have some painted black Lexus branded brake calipers peeking through there. The tire is a Bridgestone Alenza Sport all season, and the size is 235 on the width with a 50 series sidewall. The back end, to me, it looks super clean for a few reasons. Number one, the glass. As you can see, there's no wiper, but there actually is. It's tucked underneath this little deck lid spoiler up here. I love when car brands do that. It just makes the back look a whole lot cleaner. Another reason I think it looks clean is that they've gone kind of stealthy with the Lexus logo. They kind of incorporated it into this housing, and they don't just have the big traditional logo like right there where you'd expect it to be. So a bit more low profile. And I do like the way Lexus started spelling Lexus across the back instead of just the traditional, the little L logo. So we have one LED light bar that goes all the way across, but it does get a little bit cooler over here at the side. So as you can see, we have all these little kind of boomerang shapes. They look similar to those running lights up in the front. So I think it's a tasteful amount of, doing something to try to make it look cool. For the most part, very clean, but over here at the edge, I think it's appropriate. All the edges of the taillight housing are blacked out, and you can see here we have our amber colored LED turn signal, and similar to the front, it's like a very fine line. And then your reverse light is right here. We have nice bright white LEDs right above the license plate, and down below you can see we don't have any flat black. It's color matched, and then we have some more of this pattern from the grille from the front with a little bit of gloss black. Now the one downside, this is an F Sport, so it has sport in the name, so you would expect to get some cool looking exhaust. But since this is a hybrid, you don't get the visible exhaust because most hybrids don't give you that. And as far as badging, we have RX 500H and Direct 4, that is the all-wheel drive system. So now to head into the back, this does have a power tailgate, of course. This one has a kick sensor, but that is an accessory. You can pay $150 to get the hands-free. Now the hands-free function, it only works when the vehicle's off. So since I have it on, I'm just gonna hit the button. So the first thing you will notice here in the back is right here at the edge. So you can see we have Lexus and F Sport. These sills are made out of aluminum and they do light up very nicely. We also have this optional cargo cover here. That's very useful to keep your stuff hidden. And as far as lighting, if we look over here on the left, you can see we have a light right above where this stuff is. So that's very useful because these things here are important. We have a small cargo hook here, and then we can drop the second row seats with just one push of a button. And then we have a 12-volt outlet right there. And then off on the right side, this is an optional first aid kit, and it has Velcro on the back, so it can just stick right there to the side. And we have a 120-volt full-sized home power outlet with a third prong, and that outlet will set you back $550. If we look underneath the floor, you can see we do get a donut spare tire, a jack set, and some tools. So the way you see it here, behind the second row seats, there's 29.6 cubic feet of storage. And now to drop the seats, you can see there's the left side and the right side. So if we hit and hold the down for just a second and let go, you can see those back seats going down. It takes a little while. And now the way you see it like this, 46.2 cubic feet of storage. So now I'll just bring those seats back up. We'll close this up and we'll go head inside. All right, so I have the vehicle back off again, so we're gonna get in, start it up. Okay, power button's right here at the top. Before I close the door, let's go over all the dome lighting. So in the front, we have two nice bright white LEDs, and then you can see there's two more bright white LEDs in the rear. We don't get any on the sides in the front or the back, so it's just these two there and these two there. And as I mentioned before, we have the aluminum door sills, but they are only on the two front doors. They are not in the second row. And then the two front doors also get these projector lights that come from the bottom of the door that illuminate the ground and say Lexus. And of course, the F Sport is going to give you the sport pedals. So these are real aluminum and they do look really good. All right, so now we're going to close it up. So I think the thing that stands out the most in here is this bright red ambient lighting. Now, it's not only just red, you can change the colors, but let's look further into the lighting. So you can see this back part here on the dashboard, it goes behind the screen up to about the middle. So that illuminates against the panel. So it's kind of tucked in there and illuminates onto the dash. And then on the door panel, we have some tucked at the top that then shines down on the armrest and on the buttons over there. Of course, the same thing over here on this side, and there's a little light on the inside of that door handle. Now, what's interesting with this door handle is that it doubles as you can press it like a button, or in the case of an emergency, if the electronics fail, you pull it twice, and that helps you open the door just like a regular manual door handle. So really nice and easy to just press the button, but if the button doesn't work for whatever reason, pull it twice, and that'll get you out so you don't get stuck in the car. We have some red illumination here on this storage area. You can put your phone there, although the wireless charger is down below, but if you have something else, you can put it there. And the red does go into the footwells as well. You can see those aluminum pedals and my shoes glowing red. And if we go into the settings, we can change the colors. So we have all these different colors. We have some blues, some purples, some bright red like I got it now, yellow, orange, a sunset kind of brownish orange color, and a few different whites. And then if you go into custom, you got pretty much the whole color spectrum to choose from. So I like a nice deep blue. That looks nice. If I want to go for a bright yellow, I can do that. Or yellow green. If I'm feeling like, a bright orange, I can do that too. Or a nice turquoise, that looks nice too. So whatever you're in the mood for, it's there. Over here on the side, you have your trip computer, your brightness for your gauge display. We have 3 memory settings for the driver, and we have the gas cap and the trunk release button. Up above, you can see we do have a head-up display, and it does have traffic sign recognition. We have a fully digital gauge cluster here with 3 different zones, and you can customize what you want to put in each zone. Now with the steering wheel controls, I'm not crazy about them because they have this weird thing where they're touch sensitive and they work with the head-up display. So you can see as I'm toggling through the buttons, I'm kind of just sliding my finger around, and you can see how it selects the different things on the head-up display there. It's just annoying to use because I find like when I'm trying to fast forward through music, basically you have to put your finger on it to kind of wake it up first and then press the button that you want. If you just put your finger on the button and press it, like it won't do what you're trying to get it to do. Some Lexus models don't have this, and I kind of prefer those. But here on the left side is all audio controls, and you can see the way they come up there on the head-up display, fast forward, rewind, and then you have your volume switches. And then on the right side, it's adaptive cruise control, your lane keep assist, and that kind of stuff. And this is a power tilting and telescoping wheel. The button is here on the side. So the main centerpiece of this interior is this giant 14-inch infotainment touchscreen. We have an in-system cloud-based navigation system, although if you're using Apple CarPlay, you're probably not going to use that. But wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, this does have an available Wi-Fi hotspot. And there's some cool customization things, like if I go into here, hit seat controls, I can hit fold all, and from the screen, I can fold the second row seats without having to get out of the car, and if there's not enough space and your seat's too far back, it will go back up. So I think that's kind of funny. I think that's very convenient to be able to do right from the screen without having to get up. Apple CarPlay works nice and quick, And this one has the optional 21 speaker Mark Levinson audio system, and that'll run you about $1,160, but let's take a quick listen. We also have a built-in camera system. If I hit view, this button right here, you can see we do get a 360, although it's a little bit distorted. So that goes around like that. And if I hit this, then we got kind of a top-down view that shows your surroundings and kind of this oval egg shape. Interesting, but I mean, it works. And if I throw it in reverse, you can see we get the backup camera and the 360. Trajectory lines and distance markers, and I found that they do work pretty well at night, especially with the reverse lights in the back being pretty bright, so that kind of helps illuminate. The resolution, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst, so it's decent. All of your AC controls are right here on the screen, so this F Sport gives you heated and ventilated front seats and a 2-stage heated steering wheel. There's more settings here if you hit climate. For better efficiency, basically S-Flow, it only sends air to the seats that are occupied. And then you have climate concierge, which what that does is you can have the vehicle, when you start it up, automatically set the AC to like a preset that you specify. So if there's a certain temperature, certain zone, certain fan speed, like you want to set it to, it'll automatically set it to that when the car is turned on. So that's very useful for cooling it down in the summer and warming it up in the winter. The climate controls are integrated into the screen, but since they're fixed, you know, I can live with it. All right, so dropping down for connections, you can see we have 1, 2, 3 USB-C ports plus a USB-A port. You can see my phone on the wireless charger right there. Let's move my wallet. There's more storage down there, and this door is retractable, so you can cover all that up. Inside the center console, it's dual hinge, opens both ways. Super tiny little light there. It's a decent size in there. It is lined with felt. Glove box also has a light in it. It's damped, lined with felt, and it's just like an average size, so that's fine. One thing we are missing though, we don't have a digital rear view mirror. It is an option, but you know, you have to pay for that. But this one is not equipped with it. I would kind of expect this top trim level to come with it, so that's a little disappointing. But the F Sport does give you this large panoramic moonroof, and completely unrelated to the lighting, but just look how beautiful this red interior is. I mean, I love this color. It's got the nice leather, it's got some suede accents as well, and it's two-tone, you know, it's black on the side with the red, with the suede, really nice. And then we have more suede on the door panel with this nice design, a little bit of red stitching, and the nice bright red armrest. And the padding goes all the way down the side of the center console, so you can rest your knee there. All right, now let's head into the back seat. So we do get a little light down there at the bottom, but we don't get that cool puddle light or that illuminated door sill, but there is a button here to fold down the seats similar to the one in the back. So now let's hop in. So I am 6 feet tall. I have the front seat adjusted for myself. You can see I have a ton of legroom to spare. Really good amount of legroom. We do have a pocket behind both front seats, glad to see that. And then here in the rear, we have heated and ventilated second row seats, minus the middle seat, so the 2 outer seats. That is an option you do have to pay for. It does not come standard. So if you're noticing a theme here, there's a lot of add-ons you gotta pay for if you want. 2 USB-C ports, and we can adjust only the temperature. So there is rear climate, but only the temperature, no fan speed, no zone, no automatic mode, none of that. And we have that same door panel ambient lighting as up front, and then the little one inside that door handle, but that's it. And the center armrest folds down, and we have these pop-out cup holders, and this part opens up as well. Not a huge amount of storage, but you can fit some stuff in there. Pretty soft though. Can't complain about that. So that is gonna wrap up this night review of the 2025 Lexus RX 500h F Sport Performance. Again, a huge thank you to Lexus for sending the RX for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please share with a friend and subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And be sure to follow at Optical Automotive on TikTok and Instagram, and check out the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.